by for rehearsal. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome from the Premier Sports Studios here in Dublin. On behalf of EPCR, we're delighted to have you with us for the pool draws of the 2026-27 Investec Champions Cup and EPCR Challenge Cup tournaments. These Investec Champions Cup and EPCR Challenge Cup pool draws mark the first milestone on the road to the Lyon 2027 finals weekend, a crucial moment for all EPCR stakeholders, in particular the elite professional clubs and their players striving for glory. But before we look ahead, it's worth reflecting on the incredible season we've just experienced. The finals weekend in the Basque city of Bilbao was truly unforgettable. Over 96,000 fans from Europe and beyond headed to the San Mamés Stadium over the course of the weekend to celebrate the very best of international club rugby. Those in attendance at Saturday's sold-out Investec Champions Cup final witnessed a Union Bordeaux-Bègles masterclass as they triumphed over Leinster Rugby with electrifying 5 first-half tries to become back-to-back champions, with their lightning-fast winger Louis Bielbiere crowned Investec Player of the Year as the competition's top try scorer. In the EPCR Challenge Cup, Montpellier Erol Rugby claimed a third European title, becoming one of the most successful clubs in the history of the competition, equaling the record for titles won alongside Harlequins and ASM Clermont Auvergne. They also set new Challenge Cup finals records for points scored, tries scored and conversions kicked as they booked their place in this season's Investec Champions Cup. Over the course of the season, around 1.5 million fans attended our matches, and the impact went even further with record-breaking TV audiences and unprecedented engagement across social media. A warm welcome to you, wherever you are joining us from, whether on EPCR's official platforms, epcrugby.com and EPCR TV, Premier Sports in the UK and Ireland, beIN Sports in France, Supersport in South Africa, Flow Sports in the USA, on Rugby.it in Italy, Georgia Rugby in Georgia, and Midi Olympique's website Rugby Rama in France. Today's draws will shape the 2026-27 Investec Champions Cup and EPCR Challenge Cup by placing clubs into pools and setting the foundations for the next season's fixtures. We will explain the draw process shortly, but first, a heartfelt thank you to the exceptional players and coaches, match officials and fans who make these competitions what they are. Best of luck to those competing in the summer test matches and to those currently enjoying a well-deserved break. Benjamin, over to you.
Avant d'attaquer les tirages au sort, voici un rappel des finales mémorables qui ont eu lieu à Bilbao en mai dernier. Le Montpellier Hérault Rugby a remporté la finale de l'EPCR Challenge Cup pour la 3e fois de son histoire en dominant la province nord-irlandaise de l'Ulster Rugby. Nous avons ensuite assisté au 2e sacre consécutif de l'Union Bordeaux-Bègles dans l'Investec Champions Cup à l'issue de la finale face au Leinster Rugby. L'année prochaine, les finales 2027 se dérouleront le 21 et le 22 mai à l'OL Stadium, le magnifique enceinte de l'Olympique lyonnais qui avait déjà accueilli les finales de Champions Cup et Challenge Cup en 2016, juste après son inauguration. Les billets pour les prochaines finales sont déjà disponibles et se vendent vite, alors rendez-vous sur le site officiel epcrrugby.com pour réserver vos places dès maintenant. Avant de procéder au tirage au sort des poules de l'EPCR Challenge Cup, regardons ensemble cette vidéo des meilleurs moments du tournoi. Pour cette édition 2026-2027 de Challenge Cup, nous avons un total de 18 clubs. 8 membres de l'United Rugby Championship, 6 clubs de top 14 et 2 clubs de Gallagher Prom. Nous avons également 2 clubs invités. Passons donc en revue tous les clubs qualifiés pour la saison prochaine. Les 8 clubs qualifiés dans l'URC sont l'Ulster Rugby, les Hollywood Bay Sharks, les Ospreys, Edinburgh Rugby, Benetton Rugby, les Scarlets, le Dragon AFC et les Zébrés Parma. Passons maintenant aux 6 représentants du top 14. Le RC Toulon, le Castres Olympique, le Loup Rugby, l'Aviron Bayonnais, l'USAP et le RC Vannes, sacré champion de Pro D2. Emma, c'est à toi.
And here are the 2 qualifiers from the Gallagher Prem, Harlequins and Newcastle Red Bulls. And finally, as we know, the 2 invited clubs are Black Lion and the Toyota Cheetahs. And the Cheetahs will once again be playing their home matches in a designated European venue, while Black Lion will again welcome their travelling opponents to the Georgian capital of Tbilisi. And there you have the 18 clubs for today's EPCR Challenge Cup draw. So before Benjamin and I guide you through the draw, here are the key principles to keep in mind. The 18 clubs will be drawn or allocated into 3 pools of 6, Pool 1, Pool 2 and Pool 3. Each pool of 6 will contain 2 top 14 clubs, and as the draw will include 3 Welsh clubs, Ospreys, Scarlets and Dragons RFC, each pool will have 1 Welsh representative. The Italian clubs, Benetton Rugby and Zébrés Parma, and the Scottish club, Edinburgh Rugby, who are from the same URC Shield, cannot be in the same pool. Harlequins and Newcastle Red Bulls, the 2 Gallagher Prem qualifiers, cannot be in the same pool. The Hollywood Bet Sharks from South Africa, as well as the 2 invited clubs, cannot be in the same pool. A maximum of 3 URC clubs can be included in the same pool, and clubs will play 4 different opponents, home or away during the pool stage, and a limited number of same league fixtures will be unavoidable. Now, before the pool draws for the EPCR Challenge Cup get underway, earlier this week EPCR confirmed they will be introducing 2 sporting rule adaptations this season as part of their regular review of the tournaments. The first rule adaptation is related to the round of 16 qualification and is intended to increase the jeopardy and intensity of the pool stages. The second applies to the try bonus point system. To find out more, let's take a look at this video, which also provides a useful recap of the key principles of today's draw that I just took you through.
Following a sensational 2025-26 season full of drama, we're already looking ahead to another exciting EPCR Challenge Cup campaign. Here's everything you need to know ahead of the 2026-27 season, starting with the pool draw. The tournament will once again feature 18 clubs, 8 from the United Rugby Championship, 6 from the top 14, 2 from the Gallagher Prem, and 2 invited clubs. Over 8 weekends, 18 clubs will compete for the EPCR Challenge Cup. The clubs will be drawn or allocated into 3 pools of 6. 2 top 14 clubs will be in each pool, with each Prem club in different pools and the URC and invited clubs completing the lineup. The key principles of the pool draw are as follows. Each pool will contain 2 top 14 clubs and 1 Welsh club, with Ospreys, Scarlets and Dragons RFC in separate pools. The Italian clubs, Benetton Rugby and Zébrés Parma, and Scotland's Edinburgh Rugby, who compete in the same shield in the URC, cannot be in the same pool. Harlequins and Newcastle Red Bulls, the 2 Gallagher Prem qualifiers, will be in different pools. The Hollywood Bet Sharks from South Africa and the 2 invited sides, Black Lion and the Toyota Cheetahs, cannot be in the same pool. And finally, a maximum of 3 URC clubs can be included in the same pool. Each club will play 4 matches in the pool stages, either home or away, against 4 different clubs in their pool. Teams generally won't face clubs from their own league, although with a total of 8 URC clubs across the 3 pools, a limited number of same league fixtures will be unavoidable. In a change to qualification into the round of 16, the 3 highest ranked clubs from each EPCR Challenge Cup pool will automatically progress, joined by the 4 clubs that will drop down from the Investec Champions Cup. The final 3 spots in the EPCR Challenge Cup round of 16 will be awarded to the next 3 ECC clubs with the highest number of match points, regardless of which pool they are in. If clubs are level on match points, ranking will be decided by the greatest number of wins, then points difference, then number of tries scored, and, if needed, by drawing lots. The winners of each ECC pool will be ranked 1 to 3. The runners-up in each ECC pool will be ranked 4 to 6. Rankings 7 and 8 will be awarded to the 2 third-place teams across the pools with the most match points. Rankings 9 to 12 will be awarded to the teams dropping down from the Investec Champions Cup. The club ranked 3rd in their ECC pool with the fewest match points from amongst the other third-place clubs across the 3 pools will be ranked 13. Thereafter, ranking positions 14, 15 and 16 are awarded to the next 3 ECC clubs with the highest number of match points across any of the 3 ECC pools, or the same subsequent criteria if level on match points. There is also a change to offensive bonus points. Teams will now only earn an offensive bonus point if they score 3 or more tries more than their opposition. The aim? To reward teams who keep attacking but also stay strong defensively even when victory looks secure. There is no change to the knockout stages themselves, with clubs still battling for the all-important home fixtures. The road to Lyon concludes at the 2026-27 EPCR Finals weekend, taking place at OL Stadium on the 21st and 22nd of May 2027. We'll see you there.
Nous venons de voir 2 modifications intéressantes du règlement du tournoi pour la saison prochaine. La première concerne la qualification pour les 8e de finale et la seconde concerne le bonus offensif qui sera donc attribué à l'équipe qui a inscrit au moins 3 essais de plus que son adversaire, comme c'est déjà le cas pour les matchs du top 14. Voilà, nous sommes prêts maintenant à commencer le tirage. Les boules des clubs seront tirées au sort par Stephen Ferris, ancien joueur international, et toutes les tables du tirage seront surveillées par l'avocat David Hurley. Les clubs seront tirés au sort ou placés dans les poules par ordre numérique croissant, poule 1, poule 2, poule 3. Si un club ne peut pas être tiré au sort dans une poule en particulier, afin de respecter les principes clés, alors ce club sera placé dans la poule suivante disponible. Le processus reprendra ensuite à partir de la poule dans laquelle le club précédent n'a pas pu être tiré au sort. Stéphane, peux-tu donc, s'il te plaît, nous montrer les bulles des clubs de l'URC une par une et les placer dans l'urne?
Ulster Rugby. Hollywood Bats Sharks. Ospreys. Edinburgh Rugby. Benetton Rugby. Scarlets. Dragons RFC. Zebre Parma.
Peux-tu maintenant nous montrer les boules des clubs de top 14 et les placer dans l'urne?
RC Toulon. Cast Olympique. Lu Rugby. Aviron BNS. USAP. RC Vent.
De même pour les boules des deux clubs de Gallagher Prem.
Harlequins. Newcastle Red Bulls.
Enfin, Stéphane, montre-nous, s'il te plaît, les deux boules des deux clubs invités.
Black Lion. Toyota Cheetahs.
Ok, Elma, je te laisse la parole.
Now we have all 18 club balls in the drum. So, Stephen, can you please draw the first club, which will automatically go into pool 1?
Toyota Cheetahs.
Side from Bloemfontein, going into pool 1.
Benetton Rugby.
Benetton Rugby go into pool 2. And to complete the first phase of the draw,
Ospreys.
Ospreys go into pool 3. Now, keeping in mind the key principles, we will continue by either drawing clubs directly into pools in ascending numerical order or by allocating clubs to available pools. Stephen, can you please draw the next club?
Ulster Rugby.
Little wry smile there from Stephen. Ulster Rugby goes into challenge pool 1.
Edinburgh Rugby.
Edinburgh Rugby go into challenge pool 2. Edinburgh Rugby, because of the key draw principles, need to go into challenge pool 3.
Lou Rugby.
And Lou Rugby goes into challenge pool 2. So now we have 2 clubs in each of the pools. Let's quickly recap those pools for you. Toyota Cheetahs joined by Ulster Rugby in pool 1, Benetton Rugby and Lou Rugby in pool 2, and Ospreys and Edinburgh Rugby in pool 3. Okay, we're moving on. Stephen, can you draw the next club for us, please?
Newcastle Red Bulls.
A team from the north cannot go into challenge pool 1 because of the key draw principles. Newcastle Red Bull therefore goes into challenge pool 2.
Black Lion.
And the side from Tbilisi cannot go into challenge pool 1 because there's already one team from the invitees, the Toyota Cheetahs, so they go to challenge pool 3.
USAP.
USAP, and they go to challenge pool 1. Okay, we are now halfway through the EPCR Challenge Cup draw with 9 clubs drawn into the pools. Benjamin, it's all yours.
Nous en sommes maintenant à la moitié de ce tirage. Il nous reste à répartir 3 clubs dans chacune des poules. Stéphane, s'il te plaît, peux-tu tirer au sort la prochaine boule?
Dragons RFC.
Dragons RFC vont dans la poule 1.
Harlequins.
Les Harlequins ne peuvent pas aller dans la poule 2 puisqu'il y a déjà une équipe de prom et ils vont dans la poule 3.
Hollywood Bets Sharks.
Hollywood Bet Sharks de l'URC peuvent aller dans la poule numéro 2.
Aviron Bayonnais.
L'Aviron Bayonnais peuvent aller dans la poule numéro 1.
Zebre Parma.
Zebre et Parma de l'URC ne peuvent pas aller dans la poule numéro 2, ni dans la poule numéro 3, donc reversés dans la poule numéro 1.
Castres Olympique.
Le Castres Olympique intègre la poule numéro 2.
Scarlets.
Les Scarlets ne peuvent pas aller dans la poule numéro 3, puisqu'il y a déjà une équipe du RC galloise. Elles vont dans la poule numéro 2.
RC Toulon.
Les Varois du RCT vont dans la poule numéro 3.
RC Van.
Et la dernière boule du RC Van intègre la poule numéro 3. Voilà, nous avons terminé le tirage au sort et les 18 clubs participants sont maintenant répartis dans les 3 poules. La poule numéro 1, les Toyota Cheetahs, l'Ulster Rugby, l'USAP, Dragon UFC, Aviron Bayonnais, Zebre Parma. Dans la poule numéro 2, Benetton Rugby, le Loup Rugby, Newcastle Red Bulls, Hollywood Bed Sharks, Castres Olympique et les Scarlets. Enfin, dans la poule numéro 3, les Ospreys, Édimbourg Rugby, Black Lion, les Harlequins, RC Toulon et le RC Van. Nous vous rappelons que durant la phase de poule, les clubs affronteront 4 adversaires différents à domicile ou à l'extérieur. Les matchs des clubs entre eux d'une même ligue seront limités au maximum. Le calendrier des matchs avec les dates, horaires, stades et diffuseurs TV seront annoncés dès que possible. Les rencontres seront déterminées à l'aide d'un algorithme qui prendra en compte les résultats du tirage au sort d'aujourd'hui, les restrictions des calendriers des ligues, les restrictions individuelles des clubs ainsi que les besoins des diffuseurs en termes de programmation. Elma, c'est à toi de nouveau.
As you can see, the EPCR Challenge Cup pool stage kicks off in October. And after 4 rounds, we go into the knockout stage in early April 2027 with a round of 16, followed by quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the 2027 final in Lyon at the OL Stadium on Friday, the 21st of May. Weekend tickets for next year's finals are already on sale, and we encourage you to act fast. Golden ticket packages selling out in 24 hours and early bird packages selling out in under a week. You can head over to epcrugby.com for the latest information on tickets. Well, thanks for now to Stephen and to our scrutineer, David Hurley, who's a consultant at McCann Fitzgerald LLP. We're taking a short break now, but don't go anywhere because when we're back in just a few minutes, we'll bring you the pool draw for the Investec Champions Cup. See you shortly. A warm welcome back to the Premier Sports Studios in Dublin for today's crucial pool draws ahead of the 2026-27 season. We've completed the draw for the EPCR Challenge Cup pools and we're just about ready to start the draw for the pools in the 2026-27 Investec Champions Cup. To everyone watching on the official website, epcrugby.com and EPCR TV, Premier Sports in the UK and Ireland, beIN Sports in France, Supersport in South Africa, Flow Sports in the USA, onrugby.it in Italy, Georgia Rugby in Georgia, and Media Olympique's website, Rugby Rama in France. Stay tuned, because we're certain to have a number of intriguing matchups involving some of the world's elite professional clubs. First, a reminder that Lyon will once again take centre stage next May for the 2027 finals at the stunning OL Stadium. It will be the 6th time France has hosted the EPCR finals weekend and the 2nd time in Lyon. It'll no doubt be an unforgettable weekend of rugby with an incredible welcome for all travelling fans. As we said earlier, weekend tickets are on sale now for what promises to be another great festival of world-class rugby. So following a record-breaking last season for the Investec Champions Cup, today's draw sets the stage for the 2026-27 tournament by separating the 24 elite clubs into 4 pools of 6, which will allow the pool stage fixtures for next season to be created. But as a taster for what's to come, let's take a look at the feast of rugby the Investec Champions Cup guarantees.
If this trophy could talk,
Champions Cup.
it would tell of fabled rivalries, of battles won and lost, of the ultimate contest at the beating heart of rugby. If this trophy could talk, it would tell of rugby's greatest cities, of quiet towns transformed into cauldrons of noise, of Dublin, Toulouse, Cape Town, Cardiff. Crowds following their teams as the world watches on, witnessing the journey to glory. If this trophy could talk, it would roar with 1,000 voices, lifting every roof, every stand, every stadium, spurring on giants as they blaze across the turf, rolling like thunder, waves of sound crashing on a sea of fans. If this trophy could talk, it would speak of stars and stories, legends etched in silver. This is where extraordinary happens.
The fairy tale is complete.
This is the Investec Champions Cup.
So many great memories. And so without further ado, we can run through the 24 clubs which have qualified for the Investec Champions Cup.
Merci Elma. Regardons tout d'abord les clubs du top 14 qui cumulent 18 titres des tournois de l'EPCR. L'Union Bordeaux-Bègles, vainqueur des 2 dernières finales de l'Investec Champions Cup. Le Stade Toulousain qui détient le record de 6 titres dans le tournoi. Le Montpellier Hérault Rugby qui a gagné la Challenge Cup à Bilbao. Le Stade Français Paris. Le Racing 92, la section paloise, le Stade Rochelais, double vainqueur de la compétition, et enfin l'ASM Clermont-Auvergne. Voyons ensuite les 8 clubs de Gallagher Plum, qui ont un total de 17 titres des tournois de l'EPCR. Nous avons les Northampton Saints, champions d'Angleterre, les Exeter Chiefs, Bath Rugby, Leicester Tigers, les Saracens, les Bristol Bears, les Sale Sharks et Gloucester Rugby. Enfin, voici les 8 clubs de l'URC. Le Leinster Rugby qui vient de remporter la finale de sa ligue face aux Vodacom Bulls. Les Glasgow Warriors, les DHL Stormers, le Munster Rugby, Cardiff Rugby, les Lions et le Connacht Rugby. Voici l'ensemble des 24 clubs. Elma, c'est à toi.
So before Benjamin and I guide you through the draw, here are the key principles to keep in mind. The 24 clubs will be drawn or allocated into 4 pools of 6. Each pool of 6 will contain 2 clubs from each of the leagues. Clubs from the same URC Shield cannot be in the same pool. Therefore, the Irish qualifiers, Leinster Rugby, Munster Rugby and Connacht Rugby, will each be drawn or allocated into separate pools. And the same principle applies for the South African qualifiers, so the DHL Stormers, the Vodacom Bulls and the Lions. There will be no matches between clubs from the same league. So in order to create the pool stage fixtures, each club will play 4 matches against 4 different clubs who are not from the same league, either home or away. Clubs will be drawn or allocated into pools in ascending numerical order, pool 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If a club cannot be drawn into a pool in accordance with the key principles, then the club will be allocated to the next available pool and the process will restart at the pool into which the initial club couldn't be drawn. Also, for the purposes of the draw, the clubs will be divided into 2 tiers, Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 1 will consist of the following clubs: Union Bordeaux-Bègles, last season's Investec Champions Cup winners, Stade Toulousain, top 14 winners, Northampton Saints, who triumphed in the Gallagher Prem, and Leinster Rugby, who recently won the URC title. And Tier 2 will consist of the remaining 20 qualified clubs. Well, we've seen the incredible lineup of clubs that have qualified this season, but before we get the pool draws underway, let's take a look at this recap of those key principles that we just went through, as well as 2 sporting rule adaptations that we'll see in play this season.
Following a spectacular, record-breaking 2025-26 season, here's what you need to know for next season's Investec Champions Cup. Once again, the tournament brings together 24 of the best clubs in Europe and South Africa. The top 8 clubs from the top 14, Gallagher Prem, and the United Rugby Championship. Across 8 weekends, they will compete for the most coveted title in international club rugby. It all begins with the pool draw. The 24 clubs will be drawn or allocated into 4 pools of 6. Tier 1 will feature the 2025-26 Investec Champions Cup winner, plus the champions of the top 14, Gallagher Prem, and the URC. Each Tier 1 club will be drawn into a separate pool at the beginning of the draw, with the remaining 20 clubs drawn or allocated into the 4 pools. Each pool will contain 2 clubs from each league. Clubs from the same URC Shield will be in different pools, meaning Leinster, Munster and Connacht will each be in separate pools, as will the 3 South African qualifiers. Each club will play 4 pool matches, either home or away, with no matches between clubs from the same league. There's a change to the tournament rules for this season to increase the competitiveness of the pool stage fixtures, the jeopardy of the final rounds, and increase the strength of the teams progressing to the round of 16. Firstly, there's an important change to qualification. The top 4 from each pool will no longer all automatically qualify for the round of 16. Instead, the top 3 from each pool will qualify, with the final 4 places going to the next 4 clubs with the highest number of match points, regardless of pool. If clubs are level on match points, ranking will be decided by the greatest number of wins, then points difference, then number of tries scored, and, if needed, by drawing lots. The pool winners will be ranked 1 to 4, the second place clubs will be ranked 5 to 8, the third place clubs will be ranked 9 to 12, and the 4 next best clubs will be ranked 13 to 16 based on the same criteria. There is also a change to offensive bonus points. Teams will now only earn an offensive bonus point if they score 3 or more tries more than their opposition. The aim is to reward teams who keep attacking, but also stay strong defensively, even when victory looks secure. There is no change to the knockout stages themselves, with clubs still battling for the all-important home fixtures. The Investec Champions Cup final will take place at Lyon's OL Stadium on Saturday the 22nd of May 2027. With 24 elite clubs, more jeopardy to reach the knockout stages, and the fight for home advantage more important than ever, the 2026-27 season is set to be another blockbuster. Get ready for test match rugby in club colours, passionate fans and packed stadiums. The Investec Champions Cup, where extraordinary happens.
Nous venons de voir 2 adaptations des règles du tournoi pour la saison prochaine. La première concerne la qualification pour les 8e de finale et la seconde concerne le bonus offensif. Nous sommes maintenant prêts à commencer Le tirage. Les boules des clubs seront de nouveau tirées au sort par Stephen Ferris, ancien joueur international. Et toutes les étapes du tirage seront surveillées par l'avocat David Hurley. Elma, à ton tour.
So we're going to start with the 4 Tier 1 clubs. So Stephen, can you please show us the Tier 1 club balls and place them in the drum?
Leinster Rugby. Stade Toulousain. Northampton Saints. Union Bordeaux-Bègles.
Now we have our 4 club balls in the drum. So Stephen, can you please draw the first club, which will automatically go into pool 1?
Leinster Rugby.
Leinster Rugby. We're underway in pool 1. Next club, please.
Stade Toulousain.
Stade Toulousain. Go into pool 2.
Union Bordeaux-Bègles.
Union Bordeaux-Bègles. Go into pool 3.
Northampton Saints.
And Northampton Saints go into pool 4. Just to recap, our Tier 1 draw positions sees Leinster Rugby in pool 1, Stade Toulousain in pool 2, Union Bordeaux-Bègles in pool 3, and Northampton Saints in Champions pool 4. Over to you, Benjamin.
Il nous faut maintenant tirer au sort les 20 clubs restants. Stéphane, peux-tu, s'il te plaît, nous montrer les boules des clubs de top 14 et les placer dans l'urne?
Montpellier Herald Rugby. Stade Français Paris. Racing 92. Section Paloise. Stade Rochelet. ASM Clermont-Auvergne.
Ensuite, les boules des clubs de Gallagher-Prum.
Exeter Chiefs. Bath Rugby. Leicester Tigers. Saracens. Bristol Bears. Seal Sharks. Gloucester Rugby.
Enfin, les boules des clubs de l'URC.
Vodacom Bulls. Glasgow Warriors. DHL Stormers. Munster Rugby. Cardiff Rugby. Lions. Connacht Rugby.
Voilà, les boules des 20 clubs restants sont toutes dans l'urne. Et Stephen peut maintenant tirer au sort un premier club.
Glasgow Warriors.
Glasgow Warriors peut intégrer la poule numéro 1.
Lions.
Les Lions vont en poule numéro 2.
DHL Stormers.
DHL Stormers, logiquement en poule 3.
Bath Rugby.
Bath Rugby en poule numéro 4. Vous pouvez maintenant voir que nous avons 2 clubs dans chacune des poules. On voit ça en poule 1, le Leinster Rugby ainsi que les Glasgow Warriors. En poule numéro 2, le Stade Toulousain et les Sud-Africains des Lions. En poule 3, l'Union Bordeaux-Bègles et les DHL Stormers. En poule 4, Northampton Saints et Bath Rugby. Passons maintenant à la suite. Stéphane, peux-tu tirer au sort un autre club, s'il te plaît?
Section paloise.
Les Béarnais de la section paloise, pas de contre-indication. Ils peuvent aller en poule 1.
Saracens.
Les Saracens, les Anglais peuvent intégrer la poule numéro 2.
Racing 92.
Le Racing 92 en poule numéro 3.
Seal Sharks.
Seal Sharks ne peuvent pas aller en poule numéro 4. Il y a 2 clubs de Gallagher Prem. Ils intègrent la poule numéro 1. Nous sommes maintenant à la moitié du tirage de l'Investec Champions Cup avec 12 clubs qui ont été placés dans des poules. On voit cela. En poule 1, le Leinster Rugby, Glasgow Warriors, section paloise, Seal Sharks. En poule numéro 2, Stade Toulousain, Lions et Saracens. En poule 3, Union Bordeaux-Bègles, DHL Stormers et le Racing 92. En poule numéro 4, Northampton Saints et Bath Rugby. Continuons de la même façon. Stéphane, peux-tu tirer au sort un autre club, s'il te plaît?
Cardiff Rugby.
Cardiff Rugby, les Gallois peuvent intégrer la poule numéro 4.
Stade Rochelais.
Le Stade Rochelais intègre la poule numéro 2.
Montpellier Herald Rugby.
Les finalistes du dernier top 14, le Montpellier Hero Rugby, ne peuvent pas intégrer la poule 3 puisqu'il y a déjà 2 clubs de top 14. Ils vont en poule numéro 4.
Munster Rugby.
Munster Rugby intègre logiquement la poule numéro 3. C'est maintenant à Elma de conclure ce tirage au sort.
Okay, we're nearly there. Just a couple more steps to go before we complete the draw. Stephen, can you draw the next club ball, please?
Leicester Tigers.
Leicester Tigers join Leinster Rugby in Champions Pool 1.
Stade Francais Paris.
Stade Francais cannot go into Champions Pool 2 because there are already 2 teams there from the top 14, and the same applies in the case of Pool 3. So Stade Francais goes Champions Pool 4.
Vodacom Bulls.
The Vodacom Bulls. The side from Pretoria can't go into Champions Pool 2 because we already have 1 team from South Africa in there. Can't go in 3 because there's 1 team from South Africa in there. And can't go into 1 because of the key draw principle. So they are in Pool 4.
Exeter Chiefs.
Exeter Chiefs go into Champions Pool 2.
Connacht Rugby.
Connacht Rugby cannot go into Champions Pool 3 or 1 because both of those have URC Island sides in them. So Connacht Rugby go into Champions Pool 2.
Bristol Bears.
The Bristol Bears, they go into Champions Pool 3. Final 2.
ASM Clermont Auvergne.
ASM Clermont Auvergne goes into Champions Pool 1.
Gloucester Rugby.
And Gloucester Rugby completes Champions Pool 3. Thank you so much, Stephen. And now that we have 6 clubs in each of the pools, that completes the draw for next season's Investec Champions Cup. Let's recap this whole draw for you. Leinster Rugby have drawn themselves together with Glasgow Warriors, Section Poloise, Sale Sharks, Leicester Tigers and ASM Clermont Auvergne. Stade Toulousain together with Stade Rochelet, Lions, Exeter Chiefs, Saracens and Connacht Rugby. Union Bordeaux-Bègles drawn together with DHL Stormers, Racing 92, Munster Rugby, Bristol Bears and Gloucester Rugby. And then the Northampton Saints, Bath Rugby, Cardiff Rugby, Montpellier Herald Rugby, Stade Francais Paris and the Vodacom Bulls round out Pool 4. Now, as you can see, the Investec Champions Cup kicks off in October. And after 4 pool stage rounds, we go into the knockout stage in early April 2027 with a round of 16 followed by quarterfinals, semi-finals and the final at the OL Stadium in Lyon on the 22nd of May. As a final reminder, weekend tickets for next year's finals are on sale and they are going fast, so head to epcrugby.com and opt in to receive the offload, the official newsletter while you're there, because that'll give you the latest ticket information.
Voilà, les tirages au sort sont maintenant terminés. Merci à Stéphane Ferris et à l'avocat David Hurley. Et merci aux téléspectateurs de nous avoir suivis. Nous vous souhaitons un bel été et nous avons hâte de vous retrouver pour les reprises des matchs. Merci et à bientôt.
Merci indeed. And we're all looking forward to round 1 of the Investec Champions Cup and EPCR Challenge Cup in October. But for now, from Dublin, it's goodbye.